Located in a predominantly conservative working-class community, this little Greenpoint Reformed church is led by two pastors who happen to be a lesbian couple.
What do I do with this? Why don't you tell me what to do with that? You're the money one.
8 years ago, Anne Cansfield and Jennifer all met in the church and soon decided to get married. Anne grew up in a pastor's family, wanting to make a lifelong commitment to someone.
I always wanted to get married. It didn't make sense to me for me to marry a man. I didn't understand it. It was like a mystery why anybody would want to be married to a man. Not that I don't like men, love men, just never really wanted to be married to one.
In 2004, Anne and Jan decided to get married in Massachusetts when same-sex marriage became legal there. But Anne's family would pay the high price for that decision. Anne's father, a Reformed Church of America minister, officiated at his daughter's wedding. For that, Norman Cansfield was suspended and had to leave his post as a president of New Brunswick Theological Seminary in New Jersey. The Church General Assembly said that he violated the church law. 7 years later, in November this year, he was eventually reinstated. Anne's own career was also complicated by her sexual orientation. In 2006, she passed all the qualification tests, but the Reformed Church of America rejected her application to be a pastor.
They said it wasn't that there was a lack of a call, it was rather, or skills for ministry, it was just that I was open about being gay. It was incredibly painful to not be ordained, but at the same time, I was committed to this ministry, and so having a ministry in which I was active day in and day out, I was more than happy to be patient.
5 years later, Anne finally got ordained by United Church of Christ this summer. Thanks to an agreement with the Reformed Church to share ministers, gay pastors can get ordained in a denomination different from their own. 4 years ago, Pastor Jennifer was ordained in this manner. Now the couple work and live in the cozy church building on Milton Street and raise two kids, 3-year-old John and Grace, who was born in January this year. Despite the progress that has been made in gay rights, like the Marriage Equality Act in New York, they say they are still struggling with equality issues.
Gay folks are like issues of how you file your taxes and whether or not the tax laws are changed to be fair to all couples. Whether or not I have to adopt my own children because in order for them to receive my Social Security benefits should anything happen to me. There are a whole bunch of protections that marriage provides, and that LGBT folks who get married on a state level still don't have access to those.
Anne says that even though she is married, she and Jennifer can't get more than 1,000 federal benefits, protections and responsibilities available for a different sex couple. The barrier is the Defense of Marriage Act, federal law that defines a marriage as a union between a man and a woman. As a spiritual leader of the Greenpoint gay community, Pastor Anne has many stories of ongoing intolerance and social misunderstanding.
I had a kid who was here who had just been kicked out of his home and was homeless. So getting homeless advocacy for homeless gay teens is a huge issue. But a lot of those issues are wrapped up in the social stigma and a lot of theology of exclusion, which is not my reading of the Bible.
Anne and Jan's recipe to avoid exclusion is honesty. They say even in a place like Greenpoint, where many people don't expect to see gay clergy, their openness and commitment to the congregation help them to build social bonds. Natalia Osipova in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.